Hello, my friend. Welcome to my monthly favorites video. I do it countdown style where I count from the worst product I tried this month all the way to the best product I tried this month. I've got quite a variety to share with you, and I'm excited to tell you what I've been working with and what I've been trying. So hang tight, we're getting into it right now. Before we get started with the countdown, I always start my favorites and fails with a hashtag not sponsored feature. I'm always getting brands reaching out, trying to sponsor my favorites videos, you know, kind of strategically placing an ad in the countdown. And I'm like, no, that's just weird. In order to go against that, because I personally don't like that, I do a hashtag not sponsored feature in all of my favorites and fails. And this month is another one of my market friends. As you know, I started a marshmallow company called Mad Marshmallows. We've been selling at the Maple Lawn Farmers Market, and I get to meet all kinds of wonderful people there, including Nina from Nina's Cookie Explosion and a bunch of other people. And this month we are highlighting Cocoa and Soy, which is a candle company that I've discovered through the market that I absolutely love. You all know how much I love my candles, and oh my gosh, I have absolutely been loving these. So the one that I purchased first was the Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow, because I like my bakery scents so much. One thing I love about Tiffany's candles is that they have more of a complexity than I smell in other candles. So along with the vanilla and the pumpkin and the marshmallow in here, there's also a little bit of a floral note in here that's very unexpected, but it adds just an extra layer. So when you smell this one when it's burning, you get that bakery feel, but you also get like a feminine, like prettiness to it. It's very difficult to explain, but but I'm really loving this. The burn time on it is fantastic, and the scent throw is really nice. Not quite as intense as the Candles by Victoria ones that I did a collab with a while ago. Those are very intense. They fill up a very large room very easily. This one is a little bit pulled back from that, but still has a really nice scent throw. I know some people live in smaller spaces and just can't handle the Candles by Victoria ones in their houses. It's just too much. This is a great kind of pull back from that with still really nice permeating scent throughout the room. After I bought this, my kids wanted to get some as well. This is the one that my son picked out. It's called Melanin Poppin'. It is a Black-owned business, so that is the perspective through some of the candles, that the viewpoint of the creation of some of these candles. And this one smells incredible. It's got like a fruity, creamy scent. It smells amazing. When I mentioned to Tiffany last week that I was going to be talking about her company on the channel this week, she wanted to gift me a candle, and I traded her for some marshmallows. So technically it's just a business trade. It's not PR, right? She wanted to give me Netflix and Chill, and this is her most popular scent. It's like a citrusy ocean kind of scent. It's just very fresh, very clean, but not linen-y, more like citrus, salty, oceany. It smells absolutely incredible. I haven't burned this one yet, but I cannot wait to. If you would like to check out Cocoa and Soy, I will link their website down below. They do have an offer right now where you get 10% off of your order if you do sign up for emails. So that's a thing. Definitely recommend you take advantage of that. And thank you so much to Tiffany for being my new friend. And I'm so excited to be able to talk about her business. And I think you're absolutely going to love these candles. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the worst product I tried this month. The worst product that I tried this month is actually very new to my life, but I've now used it 3 times and I am now just officially done with it. I got this in my Ipsy bag that does get sent to me from Ipsy. Just a heads up, everything in the countdown this month is PR except for one thing. I was spending money elsewhere this month. I was on a no-buy for cosmetics for the most part, except for one small purchase. So everything here is PR. But back to this eye primer. This is by M2U NYC, and I had talked about this in a live stream where I had just used it for the first time, and I was like, it's creasing on me, and I don't know about this because maybe I I just used it wrong, and like chat lit up and everybody's like, no, that primer sucks. So it is a very, very light peach shade. So it does mute out some discoloration, but there's a little bit of a greasiness to it, and I think that's why it creases so quickly and so easily. I have set it. I did try that. I did try to set it, and it was a no-go. It still creased on me really bad. So unfortunately, this is going to be a no. It's the first thing I've ever tried from this brand. I'm hoping that they have some hits. Unfortunately, this one isn't one of them. Every once in a while, CVS will send me a box for one of their beauty sales, and they'll send me kind of a selection of CVS things. This came from that. This is the Bare Republic Mineral Sunscreen Tinted Face, and it's SPF 30. I've been using this pretty much all summer, and I've just decided that I'm done with it. I have tried this over so many different skincare routines, and this stuff pills up on me so bad. The only way this works is over a bare face. Any other skincare underneath it, forget it. So for me, that is gonna be a no-go. It has a lot of silicone in it, so it's got a really nice feel to a real nice satiny slip to it, but I feel like if I put on enough for this to be used as an SPF, I can't blend it out enough to make it look functional, so I have to use this as an addition to other sunscreen, and that kind of ruins the point of having a tint for me. So between not being able to use enough for it to be a sunscreen and the fact that it pills up over all of my skincare routines that I've been using since the beginning of summer pretty much, this is definitely going to be a no. I have not enjoyed using this product. The only way, like I said before, I would use this is just over a bare face, but then I would have to put sunscreen. It's just not worth it. It's what it comes down to. All right, this is the last of the products that I don't really like, but I really dislike this one the least. It's fine, it's okay. This was sent to me by Dr. Paw Paw a long time ago. This is their original balm, multi-purpose soothing balm with natural pawpaw for lips, skin, hair. I've tried this for lots of different things, and I've learned that I don't like it for anything. It's too thick for lips. It doesn't really work well in my hair. I've used it on my hands. It just feels greasy. It's just not a fun product to use, unfortunately, but I do thank Dr. Paw Paw for sending over a selection of their products. Unfortunately, I haven't really liked any of them. If there's anything you like from Dr. Paw Paw, I would love to know what it is. How do you use it? I want to like this brand, but I didn't like anything. It's really sad. That being said, though, it is extremely occlusive, so if you can handle how thick this stuff is, it's not that bad on the lips. It's not my favorite. Now moving on to things that I really, really like. This is just the thing I like the least of the things that I really like, but it's very fun. I have done sponsorships with Scentbird before, but this mention is not sponsored at all. This is one of their scents that I ordered. This is Montale Chocolate Greedy is the name of the scent. It's weird. It's really weird, but it smells like chocolate, so I really like it. It's like chocolate perfume. It's so weird. I did not mean to inhale. It smells like if you've ever had a chocolate muffin with chocolate chips. That's what it smells like, but in a perfume form. So it's got a little bit of a muskiness to it. It's very odd, but I've never smelled anything like this before, so I wanted to mention it to you. I'm gonna go ahead and put a picture of the full-size bottle since I don't own that, but this is something I may consider buying a full-size bottle because I am a chocolate fanatic. I love chocolate so much, and I like smelling myself when I'm wearing this. The lasting power on it is not fabulous, I will tell you. It pretty much feels like it's gone, at least to my nose, in about 3 hours or so, which is less than some of my other favorite perfumes, but I'm really enjoying it. I just have to reapply, which isn't that big of a deal. I just want to mention it because it's such a fun scent. I've never smelled anything like this. The next few products are from Milani. This has been my nightly lip mask for, oh my gosh, a while. For this long. For a while, this has been my nightly lip mask. This they sent me as part of their fruit line. This is the Avocado Butter Lip Mask. It is so nice to put this on before I go to bed. If for some reason I forget to put it on, as soon as I lay down, I'm like, oh, I forgot my lip mask, and I gotta walk back to the bathroom and put on my lip mask. I really should put it by my bedside so I don't have to get all the way up and go to the bathroom and get it from there. But I use this in the morning every once in a while too, especially if I'm not gonna put on makeup right away and I just need something for my lips. It's very occlusive inclusive without being heavy. It just has a really nice slip to it. The texture on this is very smooth, but it doesn't have the same heaviness that the Dr. Paw Paw one does that I don't like. It doesn't feel like straight up Vaseline on the lips. It just feels smooth and occlusive, like it's locking in the moisture on my lips. And I have really noticed a difference since I've been using this every single night, and that my lips are not drying out the way that they normally do this time of year, which has been fabulous. It was great in the summertime. It's been great in the fall. So I wanted to mention it. It's a fabulous product. It's just not super exciting, so that's why it's lower down. This is a more recent PR that I got from Milani, but I have been loving this. This is their cream blush palette. This is the Cheek Kiss palette in Sun Kissed Glow. I'm wearing it on my face today. I put on this one here. But what I love about this is the sheerness that it goes on, but then it builds really nicely. Let me show you real quick. So that is pretty much full opacity, but then they blend out. I didn't give myself really a ton of room, but they blend out really beautifully. And then if you blend it too much, you can build it. And it sets down on the skin. You got that pigmentation and just build it up a little bit until you get to where you want to go. So if you're very fair skinned, you can use this. If you are deeper skinned, you can use this because of how versatile it is. And a lot of cream cheek products I've noticed can be very difficult to use in that way. Either they sheer out too much and they don't build, or they go on like bam in your face and they just don't blend out the way they need to. And this is really nice in how versatile it is in that way. So yes, and lasting power is wonderful. I have topped this with powder blushes, so if you want it to be a little more intense, have a little bit longer of a lasting power, you can top it with a powder blush, but I don't think it's 100% necessary. It's just really a fabulous product. Moving into eyeshadow palettes, this is one that I have been playing with and loving. This is the Sigma Disney Cinderella palette. I have been having so much fun with this palette. It's a little bit lower down than the other palettes just because it's not quite as punchy as the other ones, and I like that real punchy eyeshadow. So if you want to do color, but you don't want it like so bam in your face, these purples are really great for that. Of course, like this blue is going to be super bright, but other than that, like if you take that out, this really is a relatively calm color palette. It's not super, super intense, so if you don't like bright colors, this may be a great palette for you to use. Now, another thing I really like is that over here, you have your more natural looking shades, and then you have your colors over here. So you can set up your look, or you can just do, you know, more natural look and then just throw on a pop of color if you like. The way they've designed this, it really doesn't matter where you go with it because all the colors end up working so well together. Like I didn't expect the greens and the purples really to meld that well together, but they really do. It's an absolutely beautiful palette. My favorite shade in here is probably this one here called Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Look at that, just beautiful. I also really love this shade called Courtyard. And let me swatch one more. Let's do one of these more natural shades. Let's do this one, Fantasy. And they're just so fun. Boop, boop, boop. Just blend that matte out a little bit. Just really fun. The pigmentation is definitely there. It's just the colors they chose are not super bright, which I personally really like. So yeah, this has been a great palette. Very easy to use. Love the color story. The last three that I'm going to be talking about, really any of these could have been number one, but let's talk next about the Oden's Eye palettes. Now, these were collaborations with 3 different influencers. I'm thankful enough to have been on Tina from the Fancy Faces PR list, so I did get these in PR, and these are wonderful. I decided to use Annette's Giant Wolves palette today. That's how I got this blue that I got going on. My favorite shade in this palette is definitely the one I have all over my lid, which is the shade Eternal. This shade, I want to bathe in this shade. I don't know if you can see from where you're at how gorgeous this is, but let me roll this down a little bit and see if I can get you that shift. Just fun. It is so fun, and it just gives this beautiful glow to the skin where it's not really like as blue as it looks in the pan. It just gives your skin this ethereal glow. It's so beautiful. And then on my lower lash line, I have Cosmos and Azure here, but I've used every shade in this palette, including the greens over here. Those are really fun to play with as well. This is just a wonderful palette. Very, very pigmented, goes on very just oomphy really fast, and then you gotta blend it out a bit. You don't get that same build that you might get from other palettes. So sometimes it takes a little bit of work to kind of blend it out, but I think we're used to that at this point with, you know, ColourPop shadows and Hip Dot and Glamlight and ABH, and a lot of these brands are doing those really punchy shadows. So this is similar to that, except for in these palettes, you get these fun duochromes and shimmer shades that you don't necessarily get in other palettes. I just remembered I also have in my inner corner the shade Astral, which is another really fun shade. It's got a little bit of a chunkiness to it, which I don't mind because it blends out really nicely. Let me see if you can see just kind of the duochrome shift we got going on there. Just so incredibly beautiful. I've also really been loving the Red Dragon palette by Judy. Again, just loving the duochromes in here. This one gives a much softer look overall. So if you want something that's a little more calm, these shades tend to build up a little bit slower than the other two palettes, in my opinion. The only shade I haven't used in here is Dragon because I'm terrified of it. But other than that, I've used everything. And again, you know, this shade Luna, oh my gosh, I'll show you Luna and Solar Flare. Just, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Just, that was a very awkward, weird noise, but oh my gosh, they're just so freaking beautiful. This one's just fire. Like if you could put fire in an eyeshadow, it would be this shade. Then of course, Tina's Hummingbird palette. I love this palette so much. I brought it with me to New York City when I went with my mama. I brought a natural palette and I brought Tina's palette, and I had so much fun creating looks with this while I was in New York. It was fun to do something bold and bright. And my favorite shade probably in here are Feathers, I love. I also love Fancy, and then Clear Blue has been really fun to play with. That shade Fancy. It's a little deeper than you might expect on the lid. It looks like it's really light, like closer to the Clear Blue, but it's more of a mid-tone shade. It's really pretty. And this guy right here, like, people are gonna notice your eyes if you've got that on your face. So yeah, so I'm really thankful to have been introduced to Oden's Eye through this collab, and I will definitely be keeping my eye on them, no pun intended, for the future, because I'm a new fan. I'm a new fan. This video, again, is absolutely 100% not sponsored, but I genuinely wanted to put this in. This came in my FabFitFun box. That video is gonna be going up on Friday of this week, but I really wanted to show this to you because I've been loving it that much. This is the Briogeo Farewell Frizz Blow Dry Protection and Heat Protectant Cream. This seriously is freaking amazing. I don't know if you've ever used this product before, but I would love to know your experience down below. My hair is very, very thin, so I have an issue with breakage on my hair where I get these little flyaways. You've probably seen them in videos before. You might even see a little bit now, but like this is like really good. Like my hair looks really good, and I attribute it 100% to this product. This, I'm not sure what magic is in here, but after I blow dry my hair, usually my hair looks like it's just frizzing out, like, and not in a cute way. It's just poofy, and it's unevenly poofy. Maybe it's the way that I blow dry it, I don't know, but it always looks really bad, and I have to flat iron it in order to get it to calm down a bit. This, I feel like I can get away without flat ironing it. I did flat iron it today just because I'm self-conscious of not flat ironing it, but this stuff really keeps my flyaways in check. The other thing is when I brought this to New York, I didn't need something for my flyaways and a heat protectant. I could just bring this, and this does double duty for both of those, which I really, really like. So FabFitFun is a sponsored video. It's coming up, but this video is not sponsored, and I just really wanted to tell you about this product because it is fabulous. And then finally, in my number one spot, strangely, it is the only product that I purchased this month. It was like my big purchase and I love it and I'm so happy. Isn't that nice when you buy something and you're like, I'm not sure if I should buy this, I'm not sure if it's good, and you spend your money on it and you're like, yes, this is the best. This is the Hindash Cosmetics Heroline eyeliner. This is super fab. It's everything that I wanted it to be. One thing I really like about this that's different than a lot of the liquid liners that I have is there's a little bit of weight to it. And I do feel like that helps with the application in that it's got a little bit of heaviness to it. It's got a little bit of luxe going on in the packaging. Now the brush tip on here is very, very nice. Has the perfect amount of liner of liquid that comes out of the brush tip as you're using it. Doing the flick is super, super easy because the brush is so fine pointed. Let me just go ahead and do a quick little swatch. And I can't do the art that they have on their website. There's just no way. I'm just not that good. But I can tell that this pen definitely did that art. It is so easy to use. It doesn't seep into the fine lines on my eyelids. That is a thing where a lot of liners, it'll start spidering out when I put it on. Does not happen with this. It's a very black line, goes on in one swipe, which is so much better because there have been so many times I've used a liner where I've put on one swipe and then I went to fix it with the second swipe and I just messed up the whole thing and it's like, so this has been wonderful. It is definitely my new favorite liquid liner, pen liner. It is wonderful. If you've never used a pen liner, definitely get one, whether it's this one or another one. Highly recommend. It's just a wonderful liner. It's everything I want a liner to be. At this point, my friend, it is your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness where we help each other not to buy crap and to buy things that are totally worth it. I would love to know your thoughts about any of the products that I talked about today. If you've tried them, if you haven't tried them, then I would love to know what maybe you've been trying and really liking, really not liking this month so I can either stay away or potentially purchase for a future video. I would love to know. Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. Thank you so, so much for watching. If you would like to hang out just a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos for you right over here to watch. But if it is your time to go, it is absolutely no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. And mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.